You wake up at 4:47 a.m. The alarm hasn't even rung yet. Your eyes open because your body already knows. Another shift. Another 24 hours. Inside a building where time stops meaning anything. Your phone lights up on the nightstand. A message from the hospital. We're short-staffed today. You stare at the ceiling for a moment. Your chest feels heavy. You haven't even arrived yet, and you're already tired. You didn't always imagine your life like this. Once, medicine felt heroic. You pictured bright hospital halls, grateful patients, lives saved at the last second. In school, they showed you diagrams, organs, blood flow, textbooks full of certainty. But they never showed you the silence of the parking lot at 5:30 in the morning, cold air, empty streets. Your ID badge hanging around your neck like a quiet promise, or maybe a warning. The hospital doors slide open automatically. Inside, the lights never turn off. Novo. Hospitals exist in permanent daylight. You check the schedule, 24 hours. Emergency department coverage. Your shift starts now. Your shift ends tomorrow morning, if nothing goes wrong, and something always goes wrong. 6:13 a.m. The emergency room already feels alive. Monitors beep, phones ring, footsteps echo across the tile floors. Someone rolls a stretcher past you. A nurse hands you a clipboard. Room 3 needs you. You haven't even had coffee yet. Inside the room, a man sits hunched forward on the bed. Sweat covers his forehead. His hand presses against his chest. You already know that look. You've seen it too many times. You listen to his breathing. Check his pulse. Ask a few questions. Your voice stays calm. It always has to stay calm. Even when your brain is racing. Even when the answer forming in your head is one you never want to say out loud. You order tests. Blood work, EKG, possible myocardial infarction, heart attack. The words hang silently in the room. He looks at you, searching your face. People always do that. They try to read the truth in your eyes before you say it. You give him a reassuring nod, but inside, you're already thinking 3 steps ahead. By 9 a.m. the hospital is fully awake. The waiting room fills. Flu symptoms, broken bones, panic attacks, a child with a fever, an elderly woman who can't stop coughing, a construction worker with a deep cut across his hand. You move from room to room. Every door opens into another life. Another problem. Another story. You begin to lose track of time. Minutes blur. Hours dissolve. You start measuring your day differently. Not by clocks, but by cases. 3 patients stabilized. 2 admitters, 1 sent home. Another's arriving. Your pager vibrates again, and again, and again. You drink half a cup of coffee that has already gone cold. You forget where you left the rest. Around noon, the trauma alert arrives. Sirens outside. The unmistakable sound of urgency. Paramedics rush through the doors. The patient is unconscious. Blood on the stretcher. Too much blood. The trauma team moves quickly. Voices overlap. Vitals. Oxygen. For lines. You step into the controlled chaos. Adrenaline sharpens everything. You give instructions. Check pupils. Listen for breath sounds. Order imaging. Inside moments like this, the world becomes strangely quiet, even though the room is full of noise. Your brain isolates the important details. Heart rate dropping. Blood pressure unstable. Possible internal bleeding. You act fast, because hesitation costs lives here. There's no pause button, no time to think about fear, just decisions. One after another, by late afternoon, your body starts noticing the hours. Your legs, your back feels tight. Your eyes burn from staring at screens and charts, but the shift is far from over. A nurse hands you another chart. Room 12. Possible stroke. You take a breath, then another, and walk down the hallway again. The fluorescent lights above never change. They glow the same way at 4 p.m. As they wala ci 4 am. Inside hospitals, day and night blend together. You lose track of the outside world. You wonder briefly if the sun is still out. You realize you haven't checked. 10:34 p.m. The hospital grows quieter, but not calm. Never calm. Night shifts bring a different kind of energy. Fewer people, but more unpredictability. An elderly man arrives confused and disoriented. A teenager with a severe asthma attack. A woman clutching her stomach in unbearable pain. You keep moving, room to room, decision to decision. Your brain never fully rests. You sit for 5 minutes. Just 5. Your head leans back against the chair. You close your eyes. Not sleeping. Just resetting. Then your pager vibrates again. You stand up. Of course it does. To 17 a.m. A code blue is called cardiac arrest. The hallway fills with rapid footsteps. You rush into the room. The patient lies motionless. No pulsi. CPR begins immediately. Hands pressing rhythmically on the chest. Monitors flashing numbers. Voices calling out instructions. Minutes stretch painfully long. You keep working. Shock delivered. Medications pushed. Another round of compressions. Everyone in the room is fighting the same invisible enemy, time, but sometimes time wins. Eventually the monitor shows a flat line. Silence fills the room. You check once more, just to be certain. Then you nod slowly. The effort stops. Machines go quiet. Someone turns off the alarms. For a moment, no one moves, because this is the part no one teaches you in medical school. The moment after, you step outside the room. The hallway feels colder now. You remove your gloves slowly. A nurse looks at you. Neither of you says anything. You don't need to. Some nights stay with you longer than others, but the shift continues. It's always dois another. Another decision. Hospitals never pause for grief. They just do you. For 58 a.m., your body feels heavy, your thoughts slightly slower. You double-check everything now. Fatigue makes small mistakes dangerous. The sky outside the hospital windows begins to lighten. A pale hint of morning. You realize the shift is almost over. Almost. A young nurse brings you fresh coffee. You thank her. The warmth in your hands feels strangely comforting. Your last patient of the night is a small child with a high fever. You kneel beside the bed, speak softly. Explain everything to the worried parents. Sometimes medicine isn't about dramatic rescues. Sometimes it's about calm reassurance. And that matters just as much. 7:01 a.m. The morning team begins arriving. Fresh faces, rested eyes. You give the handoff, patient summaries. Test results, pending cases. Your voice sounds tired even to yourself. Finally, you remove your ID badge. Step outside. The morning air feels different, cool, quiet. Birds beginning to wake. The city slowly coming back to life. You sit in your car for a moment. Hands resting on the steering wheel, 24 hours inside those walls. Lives saved. Lives lostci. Decisions made that will ripple through families you may never see again. You close your eyes, briefly. Not out of exhaustion, but reflection, because somewhere between the chaos, the responsibility, and the endless hours, you begin to understand something. This life was never about glory. It was never about recognition. It was about being there when people needed someone the most. And as the sun finally rises over the hospital behind you, you realize something else. In a few hours, Someone else will wake up. Their phone will ring. Their shift will begin, and the hospital will start the cycle all over again.